Get busy. It's the perfect time to be transformed. I'm Mike Morrison with 2 minutes of insight and inspiration. Welcome to 2 Minute Transformation. There's a labor shortage. Don't scratch your head in confusion just yet. I know exactly what you're thinking. Unemployment's over 9% and Pastor Mike's talking about a labor shortage? Well, there is. Ask any ministry team member at any church. Churches are struggling to find people to fill their ministry needs. As a pastor myself, I've seen it firsthand. The statistic I saw recently indicated that less than 5% of those who identify themselves as church-going believers are involved in any type of ministry in their church. I wonder sometimes why that is. Jesus saw a great need for compassionate hearts and working hands as he looked out over the crowds of people in the various towns that he had visited. Matthew, one of his disciples, an eyewitness to the acts of Jesus, records in his gospel, chapter 9, verses 36 through 38, "But when he saw the multitudes, he was moved with compassion for them, because they were weary and scattered, like sheep having no shepherd. Then he said to his disciples, The harvest truly is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Therefore pray to the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers into his harvest." Friends, consumerism in the modern church has stifled the equipping of the saints. I see commercials for churches that advertise their offerings and air testimonials of people saying that the church has what they need, but that's only part of the purpose of the church. Consumer religion will never adequately meet man's need. You and I were created for a purpose, and that purpose is not to occupy a pew and merely consume. You are the worker Jesus asked the disciples to pray for. What Jesus saw in the culture around him, I see today in the world. There is a world full of confused and aimless souls who desperately need the companionship of believers and a thriving relationship with God. I've heard all the excuses in the book, and none of them hold an ounce of water. Moses found out that God was bigger than all his excuses, and look how God used him. Now is not the time to be sitting on the sidelines. Our Lord needs harvest hands, willing workers. So let's get busy and be transformed.